here. And up on the lectern right now is Victor Mbuvi, who is a multiple award-winning gospel artist. He holds a Masters of Science in Computer-Based Information System, University of Sunderland, UK. Is also a member of Kenya Pamoja, a group that advocates for peace, love, and harmony amongst Kenyans, and is going to talk to us on today's topic, the power of your vote. Movie, you have 3 minutes actually, beginning
4
now.
minutes.
3.
Ladies and gentlemen, in front of you, already. Okay, today we are talking about your vote, your choice. That's how I want to say it. Your vote, actually your voice. You have a voice to speak in this country. It is the civic right of every Kenyan to vote, but you have to register. And now at least to connect an extension now. You have up to Feb 19th to register if you're over 18 to be able to vote, to exercise your choice. You can choose who you want to lead you. You have the power to choose. You have the power to decide, this is the person who's going to lead me. For whatever reasons you have, that's the power you have to change the destiny of your country. That's your voice. It is your choice. Your voice, you can speak. When people go into parliament, it's because the whole country, 40-something million, all of us, we can't go in there. So you need to get somebody to represent your views, your directions, your sera. Sera zinaitwa kwa kizungu. Those things that you want, policies, thank you. It is your power. You have that power. Voting is also your power of action. At times we get onto the streets for nothing. Yes, it's good to demonstrate peacefully, but at times we get to the streets for no apparent reason. You have power actually to take action through your vote. That's how powerful you voting entails. Because anything you want to happen, any action you want to undertake will be taken forward by the people you choose. And the people you choose represent you. You're not choosing people to go and to build a kanyumba for themselves and relax and enjoy. You're actually choosing the captain of the destiny that you want this country to have. Your voting is your future. Where do you want this country to go to? How far do you want this country? What do you want this country to achieve? That is the power of your vote. As simple that voting exercise is, that is your power. That is your power to raise a yellow card to people who are not doing a good job and want them. You need to change how you operate. You need to change how things happen. And if you can't change, we remove you, get a new team, get a new selection, and they start happening. Okay? It is your power wielded. That is power for you. It is power. It is violence unleashed. Hakuna mambo ya mapanga ama manini. Your violence is in your vote. You decide the destiny by taking that vote. That's how powerful it is. Your vote determines future. I said that. It determines prosperity for some and prosperity and lack of prosperity for others. If you select good people for yourselves, you prosper. If they are bad, other people prosper, you go down. Now, if you fail to register, there's something I want to read here. That is a quote by the president that he's talked about on February 11th. He said, and he was speaking to young people, he said, if you fail to register as a voter, you will have no one to blame other than yourself if bad leaders are elected. He also said that under the new constitution, large sums of money are under management of members of county assemblies and governors. Hence the need to vote wisely to ensure holders of these positions are not just politicians, but good managers. And in conclusion, I want to say, in your right to vote, you need to choose between two things, a politician and a statesman. A politician looks towards the next election, and a statesman looks towards the next generation. You have that power, exercise it, happen. If you haven't registered, run and register and change the destiny of this land. And that's my bell for lunch. Goodbye. Thank you.
There is no lunch here. Only breakfast. Only breakfast. Thank you, Mbuvi, there for that compelling talk on the power of your vote. Up next, we have Rafon. Rafon will walk up to the podium as I read out his profile as well this morning. Where did I put his profile? Right. I'm just trying to. Yeah, there we go. He's nominated he has been nominated for Kora Awards Male Artist of the Year 2003, Gospel Artist of the Year 2003, and America Gospel Music Awards International Artist of the Year 2004. Also, he is a graphic designer by training. You have 3 minutes beginning now.
Okay. Thank you, Kenyans, my fellow countrymen. I've just read from the newspaper that young minds need inspiration, and I believe that is the case. So what am I going to tell them? My pleas to you young people. There's some time in history when people undermined politics, and as they were passive about it, president known as Adolf Hitler came into play. And we all know what followed after that. So what am I talking about here? You have to get involved into voting. It is your God-given right. And there's someone who once told me that bad leaders come into power just because the good ones didn't do nothing. Bad leaders come into power because the right voters didn't vote for the right leader. And enough of bickering, enough of demonstrations. Now we can demonstrate through our votes. And I'll try to be as direct as possible. What we need to understand as young people is just like when you are sitting for your examinations, you had to do Kiswahili paper, English paper, and slowly but surely you got your total marks. Those different small exams that you sat for gave you a mean grade. And that is the same principle we are going to use. One youth plus another youth plus 1,000 times a million will actually elect the right leaders. So what am I saying here? We don't have to wait for the last minute rush. It has already happened, but we have to change from that culture. And the people involved in voter registration and mobilization have to be more, the communication has to be felt. The young people are mostly in the, should I say, internet. So you have to use the internet so much. But at the end of the day, I'm being given a yellow card. I'm being told my time is almost done. Movy unataka nini? So what I can just tell you is God has given you an opportunity to elect the right president. Make sure you avail yourself. We've been given an extension of the registration. Stop bickering, stop complaining. For once, elect a leader that you have actually elected. And then angalia what are their policies, and then hold them accountable. It doesn't have to be after 5 years. You can even hold them accountable. In the constitution, there's a rule that you can actually recall your leader if they're not performing. Other than that, I must say, let it be a peaceful election, and I wish you a prosperous 2017. On my profile, you forgot to say Rafon is also an ambassador the Governor's Cup. So the youth should come and attend the Governor's Cup. It's kwa kila mahali. And then I give it to Kanji, Mbugua, Avril, and Suzan. Kwenu sasa. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rafon there. Thank you very much, Rafon. Up next, we have Avril. Avril, she's a performing artist and an actress. She's a nominee for Africa All Music Awards and also the Brian's Fashion Awards in Kampala, Uganda, where she was both a nominee, and also she holds a bachelor degree in design, School of Arts and Design from University of Nairobi. Also, she ventured into the film industry late 2011 when she made a cameo on MTV's Sugar and also acting as Misbehave. Avril, you got 3 minutes? Let me set my stopwatch as well. Beginning now.
Okay. Hi, how are you? Good morning. My name is Avril, and I'm here to just emphasize. I feel like we have spoken about it so many times, but we need emphasis from time and time again, just to let you know what your vote counts, what your vote means, and your vote counts. So first and foremost, what is your vote? What is a vote? A vote is a formal expression of opinion or will in response to a proposed decision. Here we have propositions of two different leaders, or actually, let me not just call it let me not emphasize on the presidential race, but on all these other aspects. We have governors who are proposing to be our leaders. We have members of parliament who are proposing to be our leaders. And even in everyday settings, we have people who propose to be leaders once in a while. And like what Movy said, actually, we cannot all go to parliament. We cannot all go to companies and become CEOs of companies. We cannot all be board of directors for one reason or the other, because again, we are too many in certain settings. My God, talking is very hard. But anyway, maybe I should sing it. And that is the reason why you're asked to vote, so that you can select someone who can be able to voice your concerns, someone who can be able to voice what you want to be done. I'm of a school of thought that margin of victories are very, very important. We have had elections time and time again, with the just concluded American elections, where there was a popular vote and there was the vote on from the land. It brought a lot of contention. We have our own vote, which had our last election with about 8,000 votes. People saying that they were about a margin of about 8,000 votes. Imagine if 10,000 extra people voted. That would have changed the wow, yellow card already. It would have changed the course of history completely. So for me, the margin of victory is very, very important, and it has caused a lot of issues in our country from time and time again. And all this could have been changed if only we had more people getting the voters getting registered for voting and having a voice. So for me, maybe just to say my last few words, the right to vote is actually the right that we have always cherished. A right to vote is your democracy, and this has been attained through extreme hardship and should be a right that is cherished, not ignored, and definitely not discarded. So go get your voter's card, go get your vote. It is your voice. They have extended the period for us. Please, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have to say. My name is Avril. Thank you very much. This was extremely hard, but that was awesome.
Thank you, Avril. All right. Up next, we have Kanji Mbugua. Kanji, remember to just remove your mic and place it behind your seat as he walks to the podium. I will read out his profile as well. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a performing artist, he's a music producer, a TV producer, a theater producer, also show concert director. He's a founder and board member of Spread the Love Awards. Also, he's a founder and board member of Millela Ministries in California, USA, and the chairman about of 1 Million Tree Ride. This is all in an effort to try to make sure that we have our country green, right, with the Green Belt movement. Kanji, you have 3 minutes. Let me set it, beginning now.
All right. Do you ring the bell? You rang it for everyone the bell. Ring for me the
Okay,
bell.
you start then.
All right. I deserve a bell. You know, I was never in a debate club or anything like that, and you know, we always used to make fun of guys. You know, adjudicators, teachers, fellow students. Anyway, but I want to just take 3 minutes of your time and talk about the power of your vote. And when I think about this, I was able to kind of break it down into 3 powers that I think are critical to this topic. John Maxwell, the leadership guru, says everything rises and falls on leadership. And what he means by that is that every good thing that you have seen happen, every good development, now also every bad thing that you've seen can be found at a point of decision, yeah? So someone made a decision that ended up in a good thing happening or a bad thing happening. Now, the person who makes a decision is called a leader. So when he says everything rises and falls on leadership, it's basically saying that every good thing that will happen and every bad thing can find its root in leadership. Now, voting gives you the power to choose the best leader possible. So the first power, it gives you the power to choose leaders. A guy called Louis L'Amour, when I was growing up, this guy was an author of some of my favorite children's books, yeah? And this guy said, to make democracy work, we must be a nation of participants, not simply observers. One who does not vote has no right to complain. So, voting gives you the power to complain. If things are going wrong, if things are going bad, if you did not vote, then you really have no voice. But if you did, then you have the power to be a participant in keeping your leaders accountable. Yeah? Now, the third thing, so second power is the power to keep your leaders accountable. The third power is the power to fight for what you believe in. Now, what I believe in, this is my belief system. My faith basically really emphasizes 2 things, justice and compassion. Now, I believe that both must work hand in hand, so you can't have one without the other, yeah? So on one end, we must fight against injustice and equality, and when you look around, there's so much of that going on. I don't want to be political, but you can just open your eyes and see, right? Now, on the other hand, I believe that for the poor, and when I say poor, I mean it in every sense of the word, not just economic poverty. For the poor, we must have compassion, and we must help them lift themselves up of their poverty. Now, when I vote, I want to be able to push for those things. So what are those things that you believe in so desperately? Do you believe in business? Do you believe in economy? What do you believe in? Now, voting gives you the power to make a decision on what you believe in, right? Those are the 3 powers. I think I'm done.
Thank you, Kanji. Makofi. All right, and lastly, we'll have Suzan. We are walking also to the podium to talk to us on the power of your vote. She is a performing and recording artist, UNEP's Goodwill Ambassador, a prolific Nyatiti player, also a Kisima Award winner 2003 for Most Promising Female Artist, a recipient of OGW. That is, I can't remember this. OGW is...
Order of the Grand Warrior?
Yeah, Order of?
Grand Warrior, I
Oh,
guess.
the Grand Warrior, yeah, thank you for reminding me, from the president. That is Kibaki, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. You have 3 minutes. Let me set also my...
You can add me one more, since I'm the last one to speak. I got to ask
Starting now.
Good morning, Kenyans. This is a great platform indeed. I'm used to singing, but I'll try. I'm not really a debater, but I'll try my best to come up with something. We are talking about the power of your vote, and I believe that the power of your vote really lies with you. Every citizen must know that they hold the key to root out any bad leadership. And unfortunately, most citizens don't realize this. And this is where our leaders have taken advantage of us. They will use all means possible to make sure that we vote them back. And that's where you find that they lure voters, they bribe voters, But I always believe that it's high time we realize that leadership is more than, is action-oriented. It's not just a position. And with action, every leader must put the interest of the people first. A leader must not walk alone, He or she must walk with the people. And as a voter, when you vote in a leader, you need to feel that change at all levels. And so I wanted to share with you my experience as a musician. Of course, I represent a constituency. My fans cut across and do not necessarily come from my community. I've always found myself in a difficult position because political parties have always asked for my services. This is very tricky, and of course, for some reason, I have declined the offers. I remember when I was designated as UNEP Goodwill Ambassador, part of the MOU I signed was I was not meant to be seen as a partisan. So it puts you in a difficult situation. But I always say, I don't have a problem with any fellow musician supporting political parties. It's their right, And but at times also the fans need to understand that it's just business, irrespective of your party affiliation. It's business. I mean, you must bring food to the table. So I won't talk much, but I just want to say there's a connection between a leader and a voter, and they are inseparable. As a voter, I would want to trust, as much as I would want to trust the election process, and it's also the mandate of the leader to restore that trust in me. When a leader loses, they should be ready to concede defeat, something that rarely happens in the African setup. Leaders would rather cling on to power than relinquish them, And this normally leads to animosity. And something that something that should be a lesson to all of us, we must learn to embrace change. Let us not be divided by greed of our leaders at the top. Let us put our country first, before anything, before anybody else. To the Kenyan youth who are the majority voters, they must not accept to be used by politicians. You need to know that you hold the weapon in your hands, and that weapon is the voter's card. You are the change that you want to see. And I would want to conclude by saying your vote is your voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.